Hey y'all, so thanks so much for all your comments on that video about Emma and Manny and Liberty trying to date Chris Sharp after Emma, and Emma getting mad because she's like, what are people going to think about me if Chris goes out with Liberty next? And I had to pose the question whether or not it was Emma being racist or if it was just Emma being mean because Liberty's a nerd. And y'all reminded me it's because Liberty's a nerd. That you don't think Emma would ever be racist. Because how could you go out with Chris Sharp, who's a black student, and be racist to Liberty? And I have to agree that I don't necessarily think Emma's racist at first. But then I went and I thought about it and I was like, there are white women who go out with black men who still have a sense of microaggression-ness towards black women if they try to come for their man. And it's interesting. Now, do I think that Emma has this? I don't know. I doubt it. I don't think her character was built into that. If you watch Degrassi Next Class, she was actually one of the people who helped Lola with her protest for Tiny. That whole situation, which I honestly think could have been handled better, but that's a whole nother story. But Degrassi as a whole doesn't really handle people of color / mostly black people's stories very well, specifically black women. And so it was easy for me to be like, well, what if Emma's just being racist towards Liberty instead of just being, mean because she's a nerd? And furthermore, I'm glad that everybody on that post said that Liberty is great and that Emma is the worst. Because I think we all agree at this point in our life. We might have liked her when we were kids and teenagers, but as we grow up and become adults, Emma is literally the worst. And she's the worst person. Because the fact that you could say that about Liberty, and that just shows you how Manny is a much better friend. Because out of everybody on that show, even when Manny wasn't hanging out with Liberty, and even sometimes when Manny was going through her own issues, and even though Manny made some bad decisions sometimes, she was always there for Liberty. When Emma wanted to go and hang out with Paige and be Miss Paige's best friend, even though she was mad season 1 when Manny was doing it and was ditching Liberty for Paige, Manny was right there to be there for Liberty. So at the end of the day, the moral of the story is Emma sucks and Manny is the best. And that it was just wrong of Emma to come at Liberty for wanting to date Chris. Because let's be honest, Chris and Liberty are black. So get over it. And you're not that cool yourself.